Okay, so right now what we're gonna do is it's kind of like a clamp climb drill. Okay, so sometimes when we fall to the knee bar, if we're too low to the hips, we're gonna have to climb and get to that sweet spot of the knee. If you're too low, like getting below the knee, you can still climb your way back up. Okay, it gets a little hairy because you're gonna start kicking on your butt, but you can start climbing back up and get in that sweet spot. Okay, so one thing we wanted to explain is usually when we're falling down from the knee bar, and we kind of didn't stress this before, but when I'm actually going for the knee bar, if you see where my butt is, like I'm not like tracing his hip, like I don't actually want to be down there. So when we do fall, I want to get like close to that point I need. Okay, you don't want to overshoot it, but that's why we do this climb drill, right? So normally when I'm falling to the side, if you see, I actually want my hips to kind of land like closer to here, right? So as I'm falling, I'm pushing a little bit with my legs to get my butt away, and this is like the sweet spot of the knee. So usually when we go each direction, you kind of want to shoot yourself just a little bit out. Okay, and it'll make your life a lot easier here. So we'll go. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go through this climb drill, and then we'll get started. Okay, so first one we're gonna do is we're gonna fall to the side, bottom leg here, and I'm gonna stay really close to his hips for this one. Okay, so I'm falling to the side, but I keep my hips really close to his. I still want to manage the foot here. It's a little bit high, but I want to manage it. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open my knees, I'm gonna push off the floor and shoot my hips up, then clamp again. So it's gonna be like this open, boom, until I get to that sweet spot I want, and then we would get our finish here. Okay. Okay, so next one here is we're gonna follow the same side, bottom leg, but this time let's say we overshoot the knee a little bit, so we just gotta climb ourselves back. So again, it's a quick explanation here. We're gonna fall to the side, and let's say I'm a little bit, like right now I feel I'm a little too shallow. I can kind of still see the knee, but it's gonna get a little too shallow on me, even if we're maybe even a little bit higher here, okay? So what I wanna do, again, I'm gonna open, and I'm gonna pull my heels on the floor, pull myself back here, and if I need to, I'll inch my way even a little bit more. Boom, here, okay? Now I'm gonna cross my feet, pinch, and then get our finish. Okay, next one is when we're gonna fall, and we're gonna be attacking the top leg here. So again, my hips are real close to his hips here. Boom, okay? We're still triangling here, okay? This one's, I feel like it's a little bit easier. You could even cup the top of his, the bottom of his foot, but yeah, on top here. On top to shoot your hips up, help yourself pull too. So I just give myself a little opening and shoot my hips up, and then I'm in that sweet spot here. Boom, and get our finish. Okay, this time, so we're falling to the top leg. This is where we overshoot the knee. We gotta climb ourselves back. So I'm falling here, and I've overshot the knee. Again, too, this is like, you really don't want this knee poking out too much here, right? So when we start climbing up again, I'll open my triangle. I don't really have to open my legs all the way, but just open your triangle here. Start pulling yourself back until you get to that sweet spot again. Again, lock in that triangle and flare your feet up here. So all your muscles in your legs are all engaged here. So we don't want to point our toes. Make sure we're curling up, and we get our finish. Okay, so next we're gonna go forward. I'm just gonna put these two together, okay? So when we go forward, if we're really close to the hips, we'll go forward. I'm gonna triangle my legs here. This one actually won't take much, because when you go to throw your hips in, your hips are naturally gonna slide. Even when I'm super tight here, my hips are naturally gonna slide in almost in the sweet spot. So here, if we need to do a little adjustment, you should really only do one bump so you don't overshoot it. So one bump, boom, and rarely do I even have to do that. But again, if I'm a little too low here, it's not enough. So I'll give myself a little bump, pop here, and now I'm in that sweet spot. Remember to post your hand. We talk about it in the breakdown video too. If we don't post our hand here, we're not gonna get enough drive, okay? So we really wanna stress this here, okay? Then the one we go to right after this too is if we do overshoot it, usually it's too tough to climb back, he's gonna sit up, so we should come right back up in the sit. So if I shoot myself forward, but I'm like too far here, I need to push back and come to the sit first before he starts sitting up on me.
if you like the technique we go over today, don't forget to subscribe, share, or like.
Yeah, and if you guys have any questions on the techniques we already showed or request on leg lock related techniques in the future, leave it in the comment section below. And if you want to follow us or our channel on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, anything like that, we'll make sure we'll post links in the description. And don't forget, keep drilling.